해주세요.
Okay, go. Hello everyone, let's start with the calibration. So first thing I do is I change the temperature of the groups to have two very distinct temperature. So as a reminder, the coffee boiler should be 1 degree higher than the group temperature. Okay, so I want this group to be 93, so I ask the machine to be 93 and the group is 92 to have a very consistent temperature. Okay, so this is going to warm up. I want a strong difference between the two, so the other one I will put 91. Okay, so of course group temperature is 90. Okay, so 91, 93. I will start with this, and this will be for the Grand Cru.
네, 그룹 헤드 두 개로 다른 온도로 비교를 할 거고요. Yeah, 91, 93.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
91도, 93도, 그리고 맨 이쪽 그룹은 그랑크루 그룹으로 진행을 할 예정입니다.
Okay, so I would like you as much as possible to try to not throw any gram of coffee. Okay, these coffees are very precious. First of all, they are very expensive, but also when you go to origin and you see how coffee is produced, you understand how precious it is. So please do not throw coffee. So every coffee you have, keep it. You can recycle it. You can use it for latte art training. You can use it for many things. So yeah, just keep the coffee, please.
네. 우리의 커피는 매우 소중하고 아름답고 엘레강스하고 네, 그런 커피들이기 때문에 에스프레소 샷은 절대 버리지 마시고 라떼아트 연습을 하거나 그러는 데 썼으면 좋겠다고 피에르가 말했습니다.
Okay, so of course the first shot is a mix between what we had yesterday and today, and it's never good, so I throw it.
어제의 커피랑 그런 컨디션 때문에 첫 번째 커피는 버린다고 하고요.
Okay, so which amount should I put in the basket? So basically, these are 20-gram baskets. So in general, what we do is we use either 20 grams, either we can lower it a little bit. Basically, we know that if we use 20 grams, we will have a coffee which will be round, that will enhance the body, the sweetness. Using 20 grams in general is better for the chocolatey coffee. The coffees where we want roundness, chocolateness, like Finca Himalaya, Yeti Village, Bubbling Brazil, some Volcanas, not really Volcanas.
Yeah.
Okay. And if we put less coffee, like 19 or 18 grams, that will enhance the clarity, flavors clarity, and the acidity and the balance, but less body, less sweetness. So that's the reason why for the Grand Cru, 88 points coffee, we always use 18 grams, never 20. Okay?
Yeah.
So it's just an idea. Of course, you have to try. But to win time, let's start with the most probable option, okay? So because today it's Yeti Village, I will start with 20 grams.
오케이. 보통 우리가 20g의 VST 바스켓을 사용하기 때문에 예티 빌리지나 핑카 히말라야, 바보링크 같은 초콜릿이나 이런 아로마, 바디감들이 살아있는 커피는 20g을 도징을 하고요. 그랑크루 같은 경우에는 18g을 도징을 한다고 합니다. 18g 도징하는 커피는 그러니까 20g보다 언더로 도징할 경우 클라리티, 그러니까 아로마, 가벼운 느낌 이런 것들을 살리게 되기 때문에 요 점을 유의해서 네, 칼리브레이션 부탁드릴게요. 여러분 제 해석이 완벽히 똑같진 않아요.
Okay.
But what do you think proper pressure?
So let me just do this and I explain.
Okay, I see.
So, okay. So when you start, the first shot is of course to assess the grind size, but because you are baristas, you can use this opportunity to do a test of ratio. So already at the beginning. So I use 2 cups and I will split the ratio just to taste and to see what's good.
네, 같은 그라인더 사이즈로 다른 추추의 비율을 가지고 맛을 먼저 봅니다.
Okay, so basically with our light espresso roast, the coffee stays better with the ratio of 2 to 2.5. So if it's 20 gram in the basket, a ratio of 2 will give a 40 gram double espresso. If we use a ratio of 2.5, it will give a 50 gram double espresso. Okay, so between 40 to 50. Okay.
예.
So of course I assume that in each cup I have the same quantity. So I will try a ratio of 2 and a ratio of 2.5 just to start to see the difference. So I will remove this cup when there is 20 on the basket, 20 on the scale.
Yep.
So 20 and I remove and that will then stop to have 25.
네, 우리는 추출 비율을 2배수와 2.5배수로 나눠서 먼저 맛을 볼 건데요. 오케이.
Okay,
와.
as you can see, this is a very long shot. Okay,
Yeah.
but it's always interesting to try because like you don't know this coffee. Of course, it won't be very good at this time, but it's always a good information. Is the 20 gram better or is the 25 gram better? Already, it gives you a clue about how to test this coffee. So my protocol is I put the cups first. I remove the scale, remove the cup. Minutes. So the coffee has time to cool down a little bit. Thank you. Okay, and now I'm ready. Always spit, because if you want to make the perfect recipe, you need to try a lot of coffees. And there we are.
명기님 맛보래요. 네, 아무튼 2배수와 2.5배수 커피로 나눠서 맛을 보고 커피는 매번 다 뱉어야 된다, 스피트해야 된다고 얘기를 했습니다.
So of course, this is not good.
Yeah, it's a long time.
But there is one which is better than the other one. So which one do you prefer?
어느 게 더 좋아요?
Which one?
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
Clarity and clean.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is way more clean, this is way more sweet, and this is a little bit dry. What we want in a perfect cup of espresso is always sweetness, balance, and especially we have to the tactile sensation, like body, mouthfeel, should be delicate. Okay. So if you are hesitating between a coffee, always choose the coffee which is the more delicate. Coffee should not be strong, okay? Coffee should be sweet, delicate, easy to take. Okay, so we agree. So, of course, this is not the final recipe, but we know that this coffee may be better with a long ratio than a short ratio, okay? So I will start by, of course, my grind size. I think very much.
커피는 섬세하고 그다음에 달콤해야 되기 때문에 우리는 커피를 고를 때 좋은 컵을 고르는 게 굉장히 쉽다고 얘기를 하네요.
Okay, so about the pressure of the machine, so traditionally for espresso we use 9 bar pressure. This is really good for dark roasted coffee, okay? Because with dark roasted coffee, you don't want a lot of bitterness. As a reminder, as you extract coffee, first you extract salt, acid, sweet and bitter. So with a dark roast coffee, you want a very short extraction, not bitter, and so you want something with power to have creaminess, okay? So typically, dark roast coffee, the ratio will be maximum ratio of 2. With our coffees, it's very rare that you stick to a ratio of 2. Often you go longer. If you go to Denmark, if you do April coffee in an espresso, you will do a ratio of 3, okay? Because it's very light, so you need a lot of extraction to balance, to remove the saltiness, remove the acidity, okay? So with our coffee, with the light roast coffee, often we know that to lower the pressure is better for the coffee extraction. That's why we ask for 7 bar pressure, okay? Because when you have the puck like this, the light roasted coffee, when you grind it, it creates a way more fine, okay? So it's you have more extraction flows, it's really hard to have an even extraction. And we want even extraction. So that's why if we have a 9 bar pressure, it often breaks and creates channeling. If we have a 7 bar pressure, it's more consistent.
오케이.
That's also why we have a soft infusion to have a more even extraction. Okay?
오케이. 예, 보통 추출할 때 압력을 9로 사용을 하는데 그거는 다크 로스팅에 주로 사용되는 방법이고요. 저희는 문 닫으러가네. 저희는 7바를 사용을 합니다. 그 이유는 우리는 라이트 로스팅이기 때문에 굉장히 분쇄도를 가늘게 사용을 해요. 그러다 보니까 이제 센 압력으로 하면은 물길이 생기고 채널링이 생기기 때문에 우리는 이제 소프트 인퓨전이랑 그 다음에 7바를 이용해서 커피를 길게 추출하는 그런 레시피를 사용을 합니다. 어떻게 생각하시나요, 지금 명균님?
의도대로 저희도 하고 있다.
아, 예, 좋습니다. So slow.
So slow, still so slow. So from yesterday there was the soft infusion at 10 seconds, so I didn't change it. I think in general, soft infusion is a good thing. So you should keep the soft infusion at 10 seconds as a start, and then we will see if we can play with it. But yes. So I will do the same, 20, up, and 25.
소프트 인퓨전은 10초를 기준으로 먼저 세팅을 잡고요. 명준님 스피탈 컵 있어요? 배틀 컵?
So again, we know this went in 50 seconds, so too slow. But if we still prefer one, or this will confirm that the longer ratio seems to be better. Maybe we will now prefer the ratio of 2, and so it will give us an information. What do you think?
This chocolate
Chocolate.
not intense up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. After tasty, after taste good.
Okay.
Yeah. Like a light down, intense down.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. 약간 잔잔하게가 영어로 뭐라고?
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you had to choose, which one would be your favorite?
I'm favorite.
Okay. So that's very interesting because I've seen with the baristas in Terres Cafe Korea, you often go for the more intense cup. Sometimes you say, yes, but Pierre, this is watery, like it's low in intensity. I understand, but the way we do the calibration is we always go for the cup which is the more delicate with the nice aftertaste. To me, here the aftertaste is a little bit dry. So yeah, it's good because you have the intensity, but it's kind of powerful. Like I'm willing to have water now because my mouth is my tongue is dry a little bit, whereas here when I spit, it's like it tastes longer. The quality of the aftertaste is longer. This is when we do the cupping, when we buy the coffees, we want coffees that are very complex and taste for a very long time, okay? So I think you need to always promote the quality of the aftertaste. So if you are struggling with a coffee, just say to yourself, which coffee has the best aftertaste? Which has the best tactile sensation, okay? Tactile and aftertaste, it should be what matters the most. flavors, it's a consequence. It's not something you are looking for. It's a result if everything else is perfect. Okay? So still for me the long ratio seems to work better, even though this is not perfect. So now I will of course course again the grind size, and from now we will not do a 2 and 2.5 because we know that it seems to need a longer ratio. So we will go for a 2.2 and 2.4. Okay, so we are just moving a little bit because yeah, we know very short doesn't seem to work with this coffee, so we go for longer. Okay?
오케이. 여기서 주요하게 짚을 점이 한국 바리스타들이 인텐스가 좋은 거를, 그러니까 인텐스가 강한 거를 선호를 한다고 하는데, 테레스 카페에서 추구해야 될 커피는 인텐스가 강하고 강렬한 것보다는, 그러니까 조금 더 섬세하고 입안의 마우스필이 애프터의 테이스트가 부드러운 거를 좀 선택을 해야 된다고 얘기를 하네요. 앞으로 칼리브레이션을 해서 샷 세팅을 잡을 때 거기에 집중하도록 합시다.
Okay, tolerance for the in is 0.1 gram. So 20.1 is okay, 19.9 is okay, less or more is not okay.
레시피를 잡을 때 20g에서 21g이나 19g까지는 괜찮은데 그보다 적거나 그런 건 안 된다네요. 아까 추출 시간이 너무 길어가지고 지금 분쇄도를 좀 조정을 했고요. 추출 시간이 길었기 때문에 분쇄도를 한 2포인트 정도 굵게 조정을 했습니다. 확실히 추출이 빨라지는 걸 보고 있고요.
Okay, so I will do 22 and 24.
이번에는 22g과 24g 거를 비교를 한다고 하네요.
So 22 and 23.5. Okay.
네.
It went well, even though it's written 44 seconds. Keep in mind that you have 10 seconds of soft infusion. So it's more 30 seconds, let's say. So it's okay. Generally speaking, this would be the maximum extraction time. Yeah.
지금 추출 시간이 44초 나왔는데 앞에 소프트 인퓨전이 10초이기 때문에 이거는 실제로는 그렇게 긴 추출이 아니다 라고 얘기를 했고요. 이번 커피는 20g과 24g 샷을 비교를 합니다. 레이시오로는 2.0 대 2.2.
Which one do you prefer? Aftertaste.
애프터 테이스트에 집중하십시오. 자, 과연 그의 선택은?
Yeah. Why?
씨른 듯한 느낌이 뭐라고 하죠?
사워?
Yeah.
사워 앤
Yeah.
샤픈?
Yeah.
타운?
Yeah. A little bit powerful, a bit shorter. This tastes a little bit longer, and yeah. Okay, so more delicate, sure. All right, so we locked almost our first variable, which is the grind size. It's always the first you should look on. Okay. The ratio, we are very close. We did 2.5, it was better. 2.5, it was better, and now 2.4 or 3.4 was better. So 23.5. So 47 out, okay? 20 for 47 out. For now, is the best thing, okay? So now what we are going to try, once we locked the grind size, is to lock the ratio. But we can play with the way in, okay? So we will try 18 grams in for the same ratio as what we did to see the difference, okay? To see if we prefer 18 or 20, okay? But this is the second variable.
아, 예. 네, 지금 우리는 그라인더 사이즈하고 그 다음에 레이시오를 정했습니다. 이번에는 들어가는 커피의 도직량을 좀 조정을 해볼게요. 도직량은 18g으로 내려서 같은 same ratio, 같은 비율로 한번 추출을 진행해 보겠습니다.
So I also could have think, okay, this still goes a little bit too slow. Okay, so I will grind a little bit coarse. But I know that if I use 18 grams instead of 20, because there are less coffee, it will be less resistance and it will go faster. So I will first do this, try, and if we prefer the 20 gram, maybe we will think, okay, 20 gram but slightly coarser, okay? So now it's the final grind size with the weigh in to be sure. Is it okay?
네, 18가 도직량을 저희가 20g을 해서 18g으로 가면은 추출이 추출이 빨라지기 때문에 네, 요거는 이제 나중에 레시피를 잡을 때 한 번 더 이세 조정을 경할 거고요.
Okay, so yeah, it goes faster because 18 grams, I didn't change the grind size.
지금 분쇄도를 조정하지 않았기 때문에 아까보다 추출이 빨라졌습니다. 와.
Okay, so as you can see, I cut it here at 20 and here at 22 because I want to stick to the same ratio and I changed the way in. Okay, so this is something you must be careful. If I did like 18 point, my ratio, so okay, my ratio was 20, 2.4, 48. This is what we did before, okay? So if I want to do 18 and 2.4, then I did 43, okay? So that's why I did two different ratio, one at 20, so 40, and one at 22, so 44, to have the same ratio as before, okay? So this is very close to what we preferred here, and this is a little bit shorter.
네, 이번에는 18g을 사용을 했기 때문에 18g을 사용하고 같은 레이시오로 커피를 추출하기 위해서 네, 아까 그 계산한 그 용량대로 이 컵을 나눴다고 하죠. 그래서 20g을 도징을 했을 때는 두 배수로 20g이 샷과 24g이 샷이 나왔고 이번에는 몇 g이었죠? 20g과 18g과 여기는 22g? 네, 이렇게 같은 네, 숫자는 정확하진 않지만 아무튼 세임 레이시오 같은 추출 비율로 이거를 나눴다, 끊었다.
So the main question is, do you think this is better than what we did before? Did you prefer before or did you prefer now?
자, 이번에는 도직량을 정하는 거기 때문에 아예 컵 자체들 컵 두 개 단위로 비교를 하시면 됩니다. 이전 게 나은지 이번 게 나은지.
Okay. So this is very hard because it's not, you cannot compare, but yeah. So maybe you can try this one, which was the one before.
오?
Okay, which is sweeter?
Sweeter.
You
Yeah.
think this is sweeter?
Yeah.
Okay. So you still prefer this?
어느 이게 더 좋아요?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very.
Okay. So
네, 9시에 와주시겠어요? 저희가 아직 오픈 준비
네.
시간이라서 네, 감사합니다.
okay. So this is very hard because yeah, now it's a little bit a matter of choice. For me, in the 20 gram in, I have more roundness, more body, more chocolate flavors. It's more creamy. And here you have a little bit more clarity, but you lose the body, and so to me you lose a little bit the sweetness. So for me, I prefer a little bit this. You prefer this. Maybe we can find in between. We can try at 19. Okay. just to be sure. But so generally this creates more roundness, more body, and this more clarity. With this coffee, I think we are chasing the chocolate cake, the roundness. It's a coffee which is very easy to take. It's not a 88 points coffee. It's a smooth coffee. All right. So we want it to be very round.
피에르는 20g 커피가 더 마음에 들고 지금 명규님은 18g 도징하는 게 커피가 더 마음에 든다고 했는데 지금 피에르가 느꼈을 때는 20g이 조금 더 초콜릿티하고 바디감이 있고 18g은 조금 뭐랄까 바디가 입안에 먹었을 때 좀 처지는 듯한 느낌을 받았기 때문에 이 둘 사이에 19g으로 한번 다시 추출을 진행해 본다고 합니다.
Two up. So we did 20, 22. We will try, see the one we prefer, and then calculate the ratio to be sure.
이번엔 레이시오를 좀 네, 바꿔서 추출이 됐는데 다시 한번 계산을 하고 추출을 해보겠습니다. 다시 추출을 하는 줄 알았는데 그러진 않았네요.
So to me there is one which is a little bit dry at the end.
So sorry, one more time.
To me there is one which is a little bit dry, shorter in aftertaste. And there is one which I prefer because it's kind of more delicate. You have a sweet acidity which brings freshness. So which one do you prefer?
피에르는 하나는 자기한테는 애프터 테이스트가 뭐 별로고 약간 입안에 드라이한 느낌을 줬는데 하나는 약간 좋은 스위니스를 가지고 있었다. 약간 그렇게 얘기를 했거든요. 명규님 어느 게 좋으세요?
저는 좋은.
프로퍼.
Good.
Okay.
Why?
이게 약간 워터해진 것 같은데.
What do you feel?
어때요? 워터리?
야, 약간.
예.
근데 저는 이게 더 좋아요. 그래도. Good.
Good, bad.
Yeah.
So okay, this is like it's a hard game because you need to stay very focused and you try a lot of different coffees. So one thing I always do is when there are two espressos like this, I try one, the other one, and I finish by the first one. Just to be sure that you compare and compare and compare and compare, and try not to think about the taste, but about the tactile, the sensation. On the left, it's a little bit dry, it's a little bit rough. On the right, it's a little bit cleaner. Like, okay. So we prefer the 20 gram, okay? So,
예.
if we do, so, okay, we prefer the 20 gram. So if it was a double espresso, right,
Yeah.
it would be 40. Okay? So 40 divided by 19, it gives a ratio of 2.1. I do it again. So 20 as a double espresso, so of course it's going to be 40.
40.
And we use 19 grams in, so it gives a ratio of 2.1.
Yeah.
Okay? So, okay, so now we know that if we go up to 2.4, it's if we go after 2.4, it's gonna be too much. 2.1 is going to be the minimum. So now we have really, the ratio is very tight. We almost know which one we prefer. Do you think 19 grams in is the better cup we did since now?
베스트 컵이냐고요?
19g 나와요?
아니요.
그럼 18, 19, 20 중에 어느 게 제일 좋아요?
20?
예.
You prefer 20?
Yeah.
Okay.
지금 우리 그 레이시오 그 추출 비율은 거의 근접을 했습니다. 2.24g을 추출하는 거, 그러니까 2.2배수는 좀 길었다고 하고 지금 19g에 40g 에스프레소 추출이면 2.1배수. 네, 거의 다 왔대요.
Okay. So now we have a lot of information. We know that 18 was okay, 19 was bright and juicy, 20 was a little bit more round and chocolatey. We know that the ratio is between 2.1 and 2.4, okay? We are starting to feel a little bit saturated because we had a lot of coffee, so now we can bet on the good thing. So 2.1, 2.4, I will go on 2.3, which is average of everything we try, okay? So 2.3 with 20 gram in, so 20 gram in, 2.3, it's going to be 46, okay? So now what we are going to do is we are going to do a little face-to-face between the temperature with 20 gram in, 46 out, just to see which temperature we prefer and if we enjoy this ratio, okay?
네, 이번에는 2.3배수를 가지고 20g을 조징해서 이제 91도와 93도, 91도와 93도를 비교를 하는 걸 할 겁니다. 하고 아까 얘기 나왔던 것 중에 우리가 컵을 계속 맛보기 때문에 이게 막 테이스트나 이런 것들이 되게 무뎌진다고 하네요. 그렇기 때문에 우리는 이제 뒤에 오는 애프터라거나 그런 쪽에 조금 더 집중을 해서 테이스팅을 할 필요가 있다고 얘기를 했습니다. 네, 명균님 이렇게 칼리브레이션 보는 거 어떻게 생각하십니까?
좋은 공부가 되는데
네.
제가 설명하고 싶은 걸 제대로 못하는 것 같아서 약간 답답합니다.
아,
한국말로 못하니까.
따바이. 자, 이번에는 더블 에스프레소를 맛볼 거기 때문에 큰 컵을 사용을 해서 커피를 담고 있고요. 예.
네?
Ah,
예. 버튼이 안 눌렸네요. 왜씨. 네, 지금
okay, so 46.5. I will try to do exactly the same. Okay, 1 gram difference is okay, should be the maximum. After 1 gram, there is too much difference. But now, 1 gram, we can assume it's close, okay? Alright.
네, 1g 따위는 1g 따위는 무시를 하자는 네, 의견.
Also, I do not believe in seasoning the groups. So if the machine is carefully cleaned, I don't think you should rinse the group with a coffee. I think this is not necessary. If you clean the machine very carefully, and then you remove the pulicaf, the product, with clean water, yeah. So as you can see, I didn't use a coffee to clean this group.
네, 커피 추출할 때마다 우리가 소위 말하는 네, 맞아요. 커피 그룹 패드를 깨끗하게 관리해 달라는 얘기를 했네요. 물 흘리기라고 하죠. 그런 것도 해주시고요.
It tastes a little bit like product. Maybe I could have.
명규님 뱉으셔야 돼요.
Temperature is maybe the hardest parameter because for me it is the one which has less impact. Grind size, ratio is way more important than temperature. So now it's a bit hard to tell the difference. Is there one you prefer?
바꾸고 싶은데.
아니 우선 어떤 게 더 좋아요? 그룹 헤드 온도는 앞선 선제 조건들에 비해 더 큰 뭐랄까 차이를 가지지 않기 때문에 자, 어떤 게 더 좋은지만 체크를 하도록 하겠습니다.
이게 좋은데 저는 사실 92도 하고 싶어요.
예, he want a 92 degree. 예.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but if you had to choose one,
아,
okay, this one. Do you agree?
예.
Yeah? Okay. So then what we can do is change the temperature for this one, put it at 92. Okay. Okay. So now we know that we prefer this one, but we are not very sure, we are not very satisfied, so we keep this one, and this one we increase from 1 degree, so it will be closer. Now 1 degree temperature is very close, so I suggest at this time the coffee is almost ready to serve. It really tastes good. You have the coffee clarity, you have the sweetness, so this you can take a little bit of time and try it later. Okay, you knew that you preferred 93, maybe 92 will be better. You just change it, you let it go to temperature, you do something else, you clean everything, you drink water, and you come back in 5 minutes, and in 5 minutes you do again a face to face, and you choose your temperature for the whole day. Okay, now we can start with this because actually this is very close and it actually already tastes good. Okay, so the last parameter, so the temperature is the third one. The last parameter we will change is just to see if the soft infusion is the good time. Okay, so what we are going to do is, so I think it's best with or without. So I would say either it's 10 seconds, either it's 0. Some coffees are better without. It's rare, but it's true, it happens. So even with the Slayer, with the soft pre-infusion of 20 seconds, like 90% of the time we keep the pre-infusion, but sometimes the coffee just tastes better without. Often it's when the coffee is not at its peak, when it's a little bit old, or when it's a little bit too fresh, or when the green coffee is a little bit tired, like when its shelf life is at its term, often it tastes better without. But if the coffee is really nice, with the pre-infusion, often it's better, okay? So we will try. And of course, if we are not decided between 10 and 0, we can try 5. But please don't go with the 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 7 seconds. Try to make it simple, you know? There are so many parameters. If you go with the very small numbers, then it's gonna be very hard for you to know, okay? So,
네, 우리 마지막으로는 소프트
I will
인퓨전을
do it here.
할 것입니다. 온도는 조금 이제 굉장히 근접했기 때문에 마지막으로 소프트 인퓨전을 건드릴 건데요. 소프트 인퓨전은 거의 대부분 프랑스에서도 90% 이상의 커피는 소프트 인퓨전을 걸지만 10%는 소프트 인퓨전을 하지 않는데요. 커피에 따라 다르니까 이거는 염두해 주시고, 그리고 피에르가 했던 말이 너무 작은 단위로는 움직이지 말라고 하네요. 네.
okay. So actually I didn't change it because here it's always 0 for the flushing. So I will do one with this and one with this.
네. 지금 이제 소프트 인퓨전 빵초하고 그 다음에 10초를 비교를 할 건데요. 요거는 플러싱이기 때문에 소프트 인퓨전이 0초고 요거는 소프트 인퓨전이 10초로 해서 비교를 한다고 합니다. Okay, ratio is 2.3.
Yeah.
Yep. 네, 추출 비율이 2.3이기 때문에 우리는 요거를 20g 도징했으니까 46까지 뽑겠죠. 시계 눌렀는데 45점이다. 네, 동일한 비교를 위해 같은 그룹 패드를 사용을 합니다.
So I stay on the same because it's same temperature. Up. So with the soft infusion.
네, 같은 그룹 패드 온도를 위해서 동일한 온도를 위해서 같은 그룹 패드를 이용을 하고 이번에는 소프트 인퓨전이 있는 버전으로 소프트 인퓨전이 있는 걸로 추출을 하고 있습니다.
Ah, I'm not good with this.
Well, you're
Still 1
예. 예, 또 그냥 just 1g이니까 네. 우리 피곤한 피에르를 봐주기로 합시다.
It's the jet lag.
네, 또 이렇게
오케이.
물 흘리기를 해서 그룹 패드를 깨끗하게 해주는 모습을 볼 수가 있습니다.
Is this coffee? Like this roast date?
Yep.
Yeah. What do you think? Which one do you prefer? Why?
Clean.
Yeah.
Good aftertaste.
Yeah, good aftertaste. Yeah, for sure. Do you agree, Saram?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So on the left, it's just feels richer, and I have some hints of notes that are way more clean. Like I have a hint of almond, some pastry notes like butter, and you have more expression. And of course, yeah, because it's sweeter, the tactile sensation is more gentle. This is a little bit rough,
Yep.
and this is a little bit more gentle. Okay. Still, we went a little back on the ratio. I believe the acidity is slightly too high, but again, it's normal because this was a 44. Our target is 46, so we will stick to 46. So next time when we will do the face to face, we will make sure that it's 46 and that the acidity is well balanced. Okay. So first, we did the grind size to have the perfect extraction time. We tried 20, 80 to find the cup which is the sweetest and more delicate. We selected 20. We looked at the temperatures. We narrowed it 91, 93. Now we are at 92, 93, and we tend to prefer this, so we will see later. And we check the soft infusion. Is it better without or with? And it's better with, okay? So we stick to 10 seconds of soft infusion, okay? Now we will clean everything, drink water, maybe look at the filter coffees, and later just before the opening, or maybe when your first customer arrive, you just do a 46, 93 versus 92. Tack, you try, and it's over. Okay? So, like, it took us a lot of coffee today because the coffee we made 3 shots to do the good grind size. But often, if you look at it, you can achieve the perfect recipe in 4 to 5 shots. Okay? First, it doesn't go well. Second, you adjust the grind size so you have the perfect grind size. You already have the ratio. Third, you change the weight in. You choose 18 or 20. 4, you do the temperature. 5, you do the soft infusion. Okay? This is ideal, of course. Often we need to do more. But if everything goes well, in 5 shots, you have your perfect recipe. Okay. And that's it.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.